There is a quiet moment that many people experience after 60. It often happens without warning. One day you notice that getting up from a chair requires a little more effort. Another day you feel uncertain stepping off a curb. Maybe you hesitate before walking on an uneven surface. These moments are subtle, but they carry a powerful message. They tell you that your body is changing, and that the systems that once worked automatically now need attention. For many, this realization brings fear. Not dramatic fear, but a low, constant concern that lives in the background. A fear of falling. A fear of losing independence. A fear of becoming limited. Too often, people respond by moving less, by avoiding challenges, by shrinking their world. But the human body does not thrive in retreat. It thrives in engagement, especially when that engagement is thoughtful and controlled. Aging is often misunderstood. It is not simply the passage of time that weakens the body, but the gradual loss of signals that tell the body to stay strong, coordinated, and responsive. Muscles weaken not because they are old, but because they are underused. Balance declines not because it must, but because the nervous system is no longer challenged to maintain it. Stability fades not because it is lost forever, but because it is no longer practiced. The body is remarkably adaptable, even later in life. It is always listening, always responding, always adjusting. When you give it clear, consistent signals, it responds by rebuilding strength, restoring coordination, and increasing confidence. This process does not require extreme effort. It requires intention. Simple movements performed with awareness can reawaken systems that have been dormant for years. They remind your brain how to communicate with your muscles. They restore the feedback loop between sensation and control. Over time, this reconnection changes the way you move through the world. When the legs regain strength, daily activities become easier. Standing feels more secure. Walking feels more fluid. The fear of losing balance begins to fade, not because risk disappears, but because your body is better prepared to handle it. Strength, in this sense, is not about force. It is about readiness. The core plays a central role in this transformation. A stable core supports the spine, protects the lower back, and allows the arms and legs to move efficiently. When core stability improves, posture improves. Breathing becomes deeper. Movements become smoother. Many people notice that discomfort in the back and hips gradually diminishes, not because pain is being fought, but because support is being restored. Balance is another system that quietly erodes when it is not challenged. Balance is not just a function of the feet or the inner ear. It is a conversation between the brain, the muscles, and the joints. When that conversation becomes quieter, reactions slow and confidence drops. Intentional movement reopens that conversation. It teaches the brain to sense position again, to make subtle adjustments, to respond quickly and calmly. As balance improves, something else happens. Fear loosens its grip. People stop bracing themselves for the worst. They begin to trust their bodies again. This trust changes everything. It encourages movement, exploration, and engagement with life. Circulation also benefits from controlled movement. When muscles activate rhythmically and intentionally, blood flow improves. Oxygen reaches tissues more efficiently. Joints receive nourishment. This internal environment supports healing, recovery, and vitality. Many people notice that they feel warmer, more energized, and more awake after consistent movement practice. Movement also influences the nervous system in profound ways. Slow, controlled movements paired with steady breathing calm the stress response. They reduce excess tension. They signal safety. Over time, this can improve sleep, stabilize mood, and increase mental clarity. The body and mind are not separate systems. When one improves, the other follows. Perhaps one of the most important changes happens internally. Many people over 60 feel invisible to their own bodies. Sensation dulls. Awareness fades. Intentional movement restores that awareness. It brings attention back into the body. It reminds you that you are still here, still capable, still alive in every sense of the word. Consistency is far more powerful than intensity. A few minutes a day practiced regularly will produce more lasting change than occasional bursts of effort. When movement becomes part of daily life, the body adapts naturally. Strength builds gradually. Confidence grows quietly. There is no shock, no strain, no overwhelm. Over time, people often notice that everyday life feels different. Stairs feel less intimidating. Standing for longer periods feels easier. Turning, reaching, and bending feel more controlled. These improvements may seem small, but together they create a profound shift in quality of life. Independence is not maintained through avoidance. It is maintained through engagement. By showing your body that it is still needed, still capable, still trusted, you give it permission to remain strong. It is important to remember that this journey is personal. Everyone starts from a different place. The goal is not comparison. The goal is progress. Even small improvements matter. Even subtle changes are meaningful. The body responds to kindness, patience, and consistency. There is no age at which it is too late to begin. The nervous system remains adaptable throughout life. Muscles remain responsive. Joints remain capable of supporting movement when treated with respect. The idea that aging must equal decline is outdated. What truly matters is how you move, how often you move, and how intentionally you move. Many people who begin a simple daily movement practice report feeling more connected to themselves. They feel more grounded, more present, more confident. These feelings extend beyond physical ability. They influence how people see themselves, how they approach challenges, and how they engage with the world. Movement becomes more than exercise. It becomes communication. A message to the body that it is still valued. A reminder that strength can be rebuilt. A statement that aging does not mean surrender. Your body has supported you for decades. It has carried you through challenges, changes, and transitions. It deserves care, attention, and respect. By choosing to move intentionally, you honor that relationship. If you are listening to this and wondering whether it is worth trying, the answer is simple. Yes. Not because it will make you younger, but because it will make you stronger, steadier, and more confident where you are right now. You do not need perfection. You do not need motivation. You need only the willingness to begin. To move. To breathe. To trust that your body will meet you where you are. If this message resonates with you and you want to continue discovering simple, effective ways to move better, feel stronger, and age with confidence, I invite you to subscribe to my YouTube channel Ageless Vitality Secrets, where you will find more guidance, inspiration, and practical strategies designed to support strength, balance, mobility, and long-term vitality. Your body is still listening. Your journey is still unfolding. And every intentional movement is a step toward a more confident, independent, and vibrant life.